Hello, 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 everybody. Let's improve our tactical skills together. Are you ready to start? Let's try. And chat, I'm expecting you to help me. For example, here I'm expecting you to help me to take the pawn on f3. Looks cool. Looks really cool. Chat is super GM. Yeah, chat is super GM. I mean, you're underestimating your power. I mean, when you join all together, when you join all your forces, you are really strong. You're really strong. I mean, just think about how much you support each other during the sub battles, and you will understand. It's like super powerful. Super powerful. Yeah, bishop f3, Tsuk ninja. No engines, please. No engines. Just your thoughts. And if I like it, then I will agree with you. But okay, it will be always my responsibility to take the decision. So no blames. I can only blame myself. So the first puzzle. Pawn is hanging and we can take it for free. So let's do it. Good. This one is easier than the previous one. Well, we will not spend too much time on the first ones because they are pretty easy. But I think we will have things to discuss later. So rook c1 looks winning. Queen c7 should be the checkmate. Queen g2, that's more or less what we all see. Queen h7, I think that's clear. I don't have so many options. The choice is not very big, so I have to push it. Just push. Yeah, we were quicker. Rook to g5. Now I take the pawn, and unfortunately white doesn't have a good way to keep all the pieces protected. So now rook g7, queen e8 is a checkmate. Bishop b5. Okay, now it's tricky. Now it gets tricky a little bit because look, this knight is hanging, the bishop is hanging, also bishop h3 is possible. And to be honest, it's not so clear what to start for. Well, it's pretty much clear that it's not e takes d4 because bishop c6 and then we lose the queen. But it's a big question if we should take the bishop or if it should take on h3 first. I mean, it's puzzle number 10, yeah, puzzle number 10, and it's always something unclear, and we have to take some decision. I believe there is nothing wrong with taking on h3 first, and then taking on b5. Though taking on b5 doesn't look bad. Chat, what do you think? Bishop h3. If you take bishop h3, if white takes on c6 with a check, then we take knight c6. And we are winning because we are threatening the checkmate and we are threatening to take the queen. So that's more or less clear. If we take on h3, more or less the only move, as far as I can see, is g3. And then we take the bishop and we win like the bishop and the pawn. It's better than just to win the bishop. And then we are also attacking the, no, not the queen, but the knight and the rook. So white will have to take here with the queen. And then I'm not sure. We can make something simple like knight d7 to play being a piece up. Or we can play bishop h3, g3, c takes b5, queen b5, then if bishop d7, queen b7, it's a bit unclear. I prefer bishop h3, g3, and c takes b5. That's what I prefer. Let's do it. And but you know, if we take immediately, okay, there is knight b5, so maybe it's like more complicated, but it still looks good. Constantine, thank you for 2 more viewers. Welcome. You are very much welcome. All 2 viewers, 2 new viewers. So okay. Hello, Konstantin. Hello, how was your stream? 2 more than before, yeah. Okay, I mean, we are growing. It's not 2 less, it's 2 more. Let's stay positive. So let's take it. And surprisingly, it was okay. And you won. Okay, and after that, they are asking us just to checkmate in 1. Okay, this I'm pretty sure about queen to h7, and here I am pretty sure about queen f2 followed by queen d2. Here I'm also pretty sure about knight takes d5, and we are attacking the bishop, and if the bishop takes, we take back with the knight, and this way we are just winning a piece. And if queen to d5, we take on g5, and we take on g5, yeah, again. Castle, okay, d5 is pretty much obvious, take. Rook d7, well, we have to take, and after rook d3, I think our pawn promotes, or we win the rook. Good. Now I think we are winning this bishop by checking, and if the king goes to b2 or a1, we play knight d1 or knight e4, it's the same. While knight c3, if king c1, then bishop g5, king b2, and knight to d1 should work. This, and yeah. Knight to f5, yeah, now we take, then we take the queen, and we win the piece. Because we took the knight and we took the bishop. And now we are giving the knight, but okay, we took 2 pieces and we are giving 1. So, okay, now we play d4, attacking the bishop and attacking the knight, and if bishop takes, we take with the queen, still keeping the threat of e takes f3 and queen a1. Take, and take. So queen f8 is the checkmate. Take. The knight can't take because the knight is pinned. Looks good. Queen to c7. Can we just take the horsey? Yeah, I think we can just take the horsey. So that's clear. I have some question. What is the king doing on g4? Who was playing this game with white? And then, yeah, black played some strange move, bishop to d6, and leaving the queen without any attention. So we will just take it. Boom, boom, and go back. Is there, I mean, of course, king f3 is the move that everyone will make. But is there anything wrong with king to h4? Because I don't see, to be honest, I don't see the forced checkmate. Okay, it looks dangerous, like king h4. Well, we will play king f3. We will play king f3, but let's have fun. Let's just try to find what would happen in case we go king to h4. Yeah, g5. G5 looks very tempting. d5, I mean, unless g5, there is nothing. So king h4, g5 we'll have to take. Then rook g8 looks very tempting, because if we take the horsey, then rook g6 is a checkmate. So king h4, g5, king g5, rook g8. If king h6, it's again rook g6, so it's the same. So we have to go back to h4. And where is the checkmate? Bishop e7, and threatening some discovery check with the knight. Yeah, maybe. Okay, looks very dangerous. But I am really very curious. How did they come up to this position? It's just amazing. It's just amazing. Gokul, you play it against most of people. It's like your pet line, yeah. You're still in the theory, yeah. When we are looking at this position, you're like, okay, I have played so many games in this line, yeah. Yeah, let's just retreat to safety. Let's just, king h4. No, please, no. Rook e6. I can see it's a check. I can see it's it's a check. So what can we do? We have two logical moves, king f5 and king f7. King f5 looks like... I mean, my intuition says king f5. But we have to know what we are doing, and I think I already know what I am going to do. And the idea is that... Do you know, chat? Chat, do you know what's the idea? I think king f5 is correct. Can you find the idea? I am still curious about king h4, but I think I understand what was wrong, like g5. I can't open it. I can't open it during the session. I can open it after I finish the puzzle rush. Yeah, Nicolino, you have the same idea as I do, like rook g4 and rook e4. That's actually what I wanted to do. That's exactly what I wanted to do. I had one more idea because, well, the rook has to keep staying on this e file. So if the rook goes to e3, we have another idea. We play king f4, threatening rook h2. But yeah, if king f5, we have to know what we are doing when white takes the pawn. And the idea is to play rook g4. Let's say king to h5, rook e4. What can white do? White can give the check on f7. We go king e6. White gives, let's say, the check on f6, and then we go to e5 or to e7 and we promote. I don't see the way white can stop this pawn. In case we play king f7, white will simply go rook e3, and then this pawn is running. So this pawn is a problem for us. So let's go king f5. Let's go king f5. Oh, if white takes rook e2, then I'm sure we will just take the rook and be happy. Yeah, pawn is destroyed. Exactly, it's mate and the build and bridge idea. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello to all the new followers. Too easy? Wait, I haven't checked the position. This one you mean too easy, or the previous one was too easy? How to solve this one? Okay, we play rook d2. Very likely, white has to take. We take. Now this square is covered by the knight, so white has to play rook b1, and then we go knight d5, and we are threatening knight e3 and knight c3, and seems like this way we are promoting the pawn. Yes, yes, yes. Horsey is doing a great job here. Indeed, pawn merge destroyer, knight d5 was the key move. Eventually, I agree with all of you. Yeah, everybody wanted to play knight d2. I mean, if so many people wants to play knight d2, rook d2 must be correct. So yeah, king f2, very close, but we are on time to play knight c3 and to take the rook, or to promote the pawn. What is that? Knight to e5. The first thing that just came to my mind is like the question, what will white do after knight to f4? And I don't have a clear answer to that. Because if the queen goes to e3 or e1, we will take with the knight on g2, attacking the queen. While if something like knight f4, queen g4, then we take the knight on e5, because the queen is also... The queen is doing too much. The queen is doing too much. The queen wants to attack, wants to protect the knight. I think knight f4 is looking good. Do I ever play Backhouse? I did try. I did try, but no, I didn't play it so often. Johnny Wang, thank you, thank you, thank you. Karsten, hello. So, knight f4, is it approved? Approved? Approved or not? Backhouse is, yeah. It's a tandem, but chess.com gives an opportunity to play back house even with one person. You are not like giving the pieces to your partner, but the pieces you take from your opponent, somehow you get these pieces for your own side, and then you can use them in the same game. So it's a little bit different back house. And Bone Cloud is a different story, and Bone Cloud I have never tried. It's a crazy house. Yeah, it's like house you're building, you're taking something from somewhere, then I don't know. You land some bricks, then some sand, then whatever, and you're trying to build a house with all the material you have. So okay, let's try knight f4. There were no objections. So knight f4, yeah. And queen g4. Queen g4 is an important move, because if you didn't have bishop e5, then it's quite dangerous to take on g2, because white can develop a strong initiative, something like, for example, knight h5, bishop e5, knight to g7. It doesn't look so pleasant, so we actually had to prepare ourselves and the answer, like what we will do after queen g4. Only pawns? Thank you for tier 1. Why only pawns? What about the other pieces? What about the other pieces? Let's take the bishop, and then it's safer. So 24 puzzles. Do you need some rest? working too much already. I hate giving pawns. Yes, I don't want you to give pawns. So that's why we have got a person who will control all the pawns during all the sub battles. So. Bishop e4 was suggested. Okay, bishop e4 looks very, very logical. Just very, very logical, very, very obvious. But let's try to check some other candidate moves. And the only other candidate move can be maybe queen to g4. But queen to g4, king d2, or rook f2, king c1. And yeah, we can take on e4 at any time, but it's better to take it now, because if not, if some other move, not like queen e3, then we move the bishop with the check, and we can move the bishop with the check by taking this rook. So I actually don't understand this puzzle. I mean, why to put it? I don't know, bishop e4 is just so obvious. And if after bishop e4 white plays queen e3, then we have two options again. We can play queen g4, but we can also take on c4 with the check and then take the rook. Looks good. It looks very good. Okay. Look, we had only two moves to calculate. There were no other logical moves. So by the method of elimination, which is very primitively displayed here, I think bishop e4 is the move we should make, and then let's see what white plays. White doesn't play anything. Fantastic. We don't have to prove what we are going to do, if we are going to take on c4 or g4 or whatever. Well, great. Okay. Yeah, Drone Permai, I kind of agree, but the whole puzzle in this way is a bit strange. You're suggesting queen g5, and I like it. I like your suggestion with queen g5 attacking, so g6 is more or less the only move, and we may continue with queen to h6, queen g4, king to f2, and checks over. Checks over for black. Do you have anything else? We can take on g7, but that looks worse than queen g5. E6 doesn't work. So yeah, I agree. Queen g5 looks good. Good. Very good. Very good. Jan42, thanks for getting a tier 1 sub to Plus No. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And we have the new puzzle. Oh, okay, some dangerous situation because king is in the danger, and if we take rook g6, no. But I think we are checkmating first by taking on f2. Bishop f2 is not good because white goes king to h1, white doesn't take as rook e1 is coming, but queen f2, rook e1 seems like the first checkmate, so let's do that. Oh, pawn endgames, but this one is pretty easy. Hold be the first one to write the correct answer. It's too easy, I think all of you will know. Pop up with the same answer and the same correct answer. Yeah. King f6. I think king f6, and it's a Zugzwang. f5 doesn't work. f5 doesn't work, and g takes h6 doesn't work because g takes h6, black simply takes. f5, black simply takes. But if we play king f6, black doesn't have any moves. If the king moves, we take on h6, and if black takes, we take, and it's black to move, and black has to move the king, and then we take the pawn, and then we win. Great plan. I think it's a great plan. So take, and promote. Okay. Plus No, thank you for the donation. So we are a piece down, by the way, it's important. So if we don't do something quickly, we can just resign. And the only thing we can do relatively quickly is to take on g6 or to take on f7, or that's all. And it's taken on f7 seems like not to work because rook f7, queen g7, and it's over. Taken on g6 looks good because after f takes g6, rook f8 is a checkmate. This one is pretty easy. Okay, this one is quite easy. And this one is also quite easy. This one is also quite easy. Do you see it? Do you see that? Yeah, rook f8. It's not made into because there is g4. It's not made into because there is g4, but after g4 we just take and we are threatening another kind of checkmate, rook e3. Anyway, look, we have 100 pawns less, and this is almost the queen, so we have to do something, and the only thing we can do is to play rook f8, because the only thing we can hope for is that the king is in the mating net. So g4 as expected, now we take, and then rook e3. Checkmate! Checkmate! Okay. I mean, chess.com, be serious. I mean, I know that this diagonal is a little bit too long, but I can see the bishop on a2 and that it's pinning the pawn on f7. So this is more or less fine for me. Okay, bishop g5, that's strange. I mean, just take, and we are a piece up. Very often when you see bishop g5, the first instinct is to take on f3. And this is the move that should also be calculated, but in this very particular position. Bishop f3 doesn't work because white takes, we take, white takes, and it's not good for us. While taking on g5 is working. So if the knight on f3 and when white plays bishop g5 and when we have the pin over the diagonal, you have to calculate two options after bishop g5. One is bishop f3 and another one is to take on g5. Clear? Clear. Queen d2 is not possible after bishop f3 because we take the bishop. So this is not correct. But after bishop f3, white has bishop f6. That's why we have to take on g5. We have to take on g1, and that's the way we win the piece. Oh, knight f7. Now it's sophisticated. Now it's sophisticated. What was the best after queen g5? Maybe resigning was the best. Because, well, of course, maybe you have more chances if you keep the queens on the board, but objectively speaking, it's just piece down and completely lost position. So what about this one? We have two moves. We can take immediately, or we can give the check first. If we take immediately, white has queen g4, and there are some ideas with queen h5, there is some idea with queen f4. White will have a pawn for the knight, and white will have initiative, so it can be dangerous. We have to be careful about it. If we start with queen h4, then if the king moves to e2 or f1, then we take and we are just a piece up. So the only move that can bother us is g3. And I think then we take on g3, and it looks very winning. So, yeah, seems like you agree. Seems like you all agree that queen h4 is a better move. I think queen h4 is a better move. But as you can see, in the beginning of every position, it's better to check for different possibilities. Because we may see, okay, knight f7, we see the knight, let's just take it. While taken on f7, the position after queen g4 is quite unclear, I would say. That's why it's important to check different moves from the very beginning, and then again on every move to check for different possibilities. Lionel Spoon, thank you for tier 2. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. We are in the 30s now, one can't just take a free piece. Yeah, now we have to be more careful because the positions are getting more tricky. So I think it's queen to h4, king f1, knight to f7 now should work. But it's not only about, looking at the number we have, like, oh, we are already in the 30s. We can just think what's the best move. Yeah, it's some kind of a help, and yeah, sometimes we may pay attention to that if we want to score higher. But in general, if we want just to improve our play, we should think about the position and not about the number of the position. Thank you for 3 gifted subs. Just in conclusive, thank you. Your suggestion, rook e1. Rook e1 looks good. Rook e1 and bishop d6. I like it. First of all, we have to realize we are a piece down. We only have a pawn, but as a compensation, the knight is on h5, the king is still on the center, the development is very bad, and we have a pawn. It's not just a free piece. So what else if not rook e1? I don't see any other reasonable move. So rook e1 looks like the only move we should calculate. Okay, rook e1, bishop e7 is forced, and now bishop d6. this puzzle is puzzling me. Let's just play rook e1 and bishop d6. Yeah, I don't see the way black can do something against it. Okay, queen to c4. Queen to c4. Queen to c4. Yeah, I see we have this pawn which we can move, and this looks good. The only counterplay white has is knight to d6, and then if we promote queen to f7, we go king h6 is the only move. Otherwise king h8, queen f8 would be the checkmate. And after king to h6, there are two moves, knight f5 and queen f8, which we have to calculate. But let's start from the very beginning. Do you have any alternatives? First of all, we have to realize that after a2, knight d6, I mean the same line I was calculating, a1, queen f7, king to h6, queen f8, queen g7, for example. The maximum white can hope for is a draw. So if there is any other move that is where we can play for a win, then we can consider it. If not, then better we just play a2, because it doesn't make sense to search for something else. Any other suggestions? I think we should push it. Karsten, no? What do you mean by no? No. What was so bad? What was so bad? Like in this very position, we don't have any other moves. We don't have any other moves, so we have to push it, and then we will think. Yeah, knight d6 as expected. And what do we have now? If we play... No, we can't really play anything. We can't really play anything. If we... I mean, queen f6, white can play knight e8. And also queen a2. So we just have to calculate very precisely until the very end. We can make some maybe prophylactical move, but I don't see how it can help us. So, queen, queen takes, king goes here. If knight f5, we take, and then if queen e6, trying for some perpetual check, then we have queen f6. So, that doesn't work. So, queen here, king h6, queen f8. And now we have a choice. We can play queen g7 or we can go king h5. At the moment, I don't know what is better. But after king h5, there is queen to e7. You have to calculate here, because maybe there is something else, but I don't see what else we have. So unless we are getting checkmated, we should promote it. So again, here, take king h6 check, queen g7, because I think king h5, queen to e7. Maybe queen to e7, queen a8, e4. No, I think queen e7 will be unpleasant because queen e7 threatens queen h4. So let's go queen g7 after queen f8, but then knight f7, king h5. And again, some queen e7. No, but now, if now queen e7, then we bring another queen to f6. Yeah, it's too complicated. I think we should just promote. and should work. Let's promote. Queen f7. Now we go here. Queen g8. This move I didn't consider. Because I think Queen g7 just stops all the threats. Something else? I don't think we have something else because knight f7 is coming. Oh, chat, what do you think? Yeah, knight f7 and queen h7 is the threat. That's true. So queen g7 should be the move. Can we go for check somewhere where I don't see any check without giving the queen, and I don't want to give my queen. I don't want to give my queen. So let's play queen g7. And now king to h5. And if we trade, okay, but queen g7 was very strange move. I think white at least had to try queen d8 in the very end. Yeah, Ferdy, I agree. Queen d8 was much more challenging. And then we had queen queen a4 we didn't have because queen g5. So after queen d8, g5. After queen d8, maybe g5 or maybe queen f6. I don't know if queen f6 from a1 or queen f6 from g7 is better. But one of these. So new puzzle. Queen h3, queen f3 and bishop h3. Queen f3 and bishop h3 looks very easy. What's wrong with it? Or there is nothing wrong with it? Queen h3 I don't like so much because the king just goes and it's not so clear how to continue. But queen f3, king g1, bishop h3, we are threatening a checkmate. And it's a big question how white is going to do something against it. I don't know how white is going to do something against it, so... that's the way white is going to stop the checkmate. Okay, if that is the way, then we know what to do. Very strange position. Just a very strange one, I have to say. So obviously we can just simply take one option. I was also trying to think about something like b4 because the queen is protecting the c7, and if there was no bishop b4, then b4 could actually be a very interesting move. But as after b4 there is bishop b4, I am not so sure. I think b4 is just not a great move in this case. So anything else? Some deflecting ideas. Deflecting the queen on a5. I don't really see. What else? Attacking on e5, something like queen g3 or queen e3. No, it doesn't work because knight e5, queen e5, bishop e6. So it seems like we just have to take. We are threatening to take and we are threatening the checkmate. You see what's important? First we are threatening to take the rook, and then, okay, we are also threatening the checkmate. By the way, queen d8 is also the checkmate. Maybe d8 first, just once. No. First take the rook, and then maybe checkmate. Priority is very important. Just writing checkmate here. So, but what's the defense? Take. What can black do? Good question. I think black should try to play something like bishop e6, and after we take the rookie, then something like queen to a2, and some ideas of queen a1. But I think in this way we can play knight c3, queen a1, knight b1, and if black goes for bishop a2, then we can take on e5, and then we can play bishop b5, and then we have 100 arrows, which are not actually needed because I don't see any other move except knight to f6. Let's just play it. Take. Okay, let's stop here for a few seconds. Now we have to take on f6. I don't see anything better. Bishop e6. Oh, chess.com is playing according to my plan. Now I have to take the rook, otherwise the rook will simply move to g8, so we have to take it. Any other ideas like knight c3 and bishop b5? No, c6, and it's not a checkmate. No, doesn't seem to work, so let's take it. And after queen a2, I was talking about knight c3, but let's check it once again. Maybe there is something better. What I calculated, but I didn't tell you was, I started to tell you, but but I didn't tell you until the very end, was knight to c3, queen a1, knight to b1, bishop a2, queen e5, bishop to e7, and now we can start with queen h8 or with bishop b5. It's more or less the same, but bishop b5, c6, we go back, queen to h8, bishop f8 back, and then rook e1, and this is the checkmate. What will you say about that? Knight c3? Knight c3 is good. Unless, in case knight c3 doesn't work, we could try to escape with the king, but that's a bit scary. And if you play knight c3, you have to see what you are doing after bishop a2, otherwise you are just losing the knight on b1. That's why it's important. Knight c3 must work, yeah. King d2 is too dangerous. Let's go with knight c3, here and there. Good. Queen to b7. What can we do now? We are exchanged down. It seems like it's pretty straightforward. Just take. I mean, just here d4 is the only move. Bishop d4, this is the only move. Here, now there are two moves, but both of them are just losing. After queen b2 or king b1 is just queen e1. I don't understand. Check. Take. Check. Take. And rook c1 after queen b1. So, queen to a6, big question. We are a piece down, and we have only one pawn. Also, the pawn on g4 is hanging. So what can we do? We can take on g4 first, or we can take on d1 first, which looks better, and then queen to g4. Tuxfan Ninja, yeah? Yeah, I agree. I think rook d1 first is... Rook d1 should be good. Gokul, don't worry. We are all improving. We are here to improve. Am I going to play with the viewers today? I think today we don't... I won't play with the viewers. Oh, common word. Yeah, rook c1. Very well pointed. Very important. That's a good idea. Because today we are working on our calculation. So, and this may last quite long, so I don't know. I don't know. Let's try to calculate a bit. Rook d1 is much more forcing move. So king has to take because king has to take. Queen g4, it's a check. If queen e2, then rook c1. Very good. So if king d2, then queen d4. Looks good. Followed by rook c2 or rook c1. If king to e1, then I think queen to e4 first was important. Anyway, let's take king d2, queen to d4. Okay, we have a couple of moves here. We have queen d4, we have queen b4, and we have rook d8. Rook d8 I don't like at all because the king is escaping, and I am not so much fond of it. But queen b4 or queen d4? Queen b4 or queen d4? The difference is that maybe after queen d4 there is queen d3 will take, and king e3, rook c3. No, so but after queen b4, king e2, queen e4, king d2. But we still have the option of playing queen d4 or queen b4. So in general, I think queen b4 is quite. No. Wait. Maybe the problem is that after queen b4 there is king e3, and if queen d4, then king to f3, and then king is running away like this. Yeah, so maybe it's actually very important to start with queen d4. I like queen d4 more. What do you think? Why not the rook move? I said about the rook move. I didn't like the rook move because if we check, then the king is going to c1, and then the king is going to b1, and the king will be very safe. Seems like the king is escaping, so that's why I don't want to let the king run away. So I prefer queen to d4, and then we think, let's move the queen d3, and then I think we should take it. If the king moves to e1 or d1, there is rook c1. If the king moves to e3, there is rook c3. Take and rook c3. Good. So what should we do now? Should we take first or should we check first? Big question. I'm trying to understand the difference. Okay, I understood the difference. Did you understand the difference? There is actually a very big difference between taking on g3 first or playing rook e8 first. Yeah, common part. There is rook e1, right? Look, if we start with a rook to e8, then black goes king a7, and then if we take the rook, black doesn't play h2 because we have a rook to h8, but this, and after this, black checks, and only then h2. While if we start with 8 takes g3, after h2, we play rook e8 and rook h8. So, move order, very, very important. Very, 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 very important sometimes. So that's why we have to take here first and check, and here. H takes h6. When you see g takes h6, the first thing you want to do is to try to play rook f8 and to make it work. And yeah, it seems like it works pretty much straightforward. Rook f8, king f8, queen h8, king e7, queen f6, checkmate. No? Queen f3. Queen f3 is possible, but queen f3 is a bit slow. Queen f3. We are rook down, so queen f3, bishop g6. There is no checkmate. But rook f8 is just checkmate in 3, and king d6 can be played because the bishop is controlling the square, so should work. Check, check, and queen to f6. Oh, new puzzle, queen to e4. What I want to do is to trap that bishop, something like b5, bishop b3, a4. But the problem is that after b5 there is queen to c6, attacking our bishop and attacking our pawn on b5. So we have to be a bit careful, and maybe that's why we have to start with knight to f6 or knight to c5. But knight to f6 is somehow safer because the knight on f6 is closer to the king. And what do you think? First knight c5 or first knight f6? Let's try to understand the difference. I feel it's knight to f6. Because knight c5, maybe queen to g4, b5, bishop h6, and something like that, like knight c5, queen here. Oh, we can, okay, f5 we are weakening too much. f5 I don't like, and if we play b5, white may take. White may also play d4 and then move the bishop to that diagonal. So knight to c5 is just so suspicious that I simply don't want to move there. But when it comes to calculation, you shouldn't think about, okay, this is suspicious, this is not suspicious. You have to be very precise, and you have to be sure what you're doing, especially when you're playing a classical game and you have time to calculate it all. When you're playing blitz, it's more or less about short lines and intuition. So if I played blitz, I wouldn't have calculated like why knight c5 or knight f6. I would just play something that I feel is correct. But when you're playing a classical game and when you feel it's an important moment, and this moment is important because we are talking about winning the bishop. This moment is very important because maybe you are winning the game right at this point. So you have to calculate it until the very end if you're going to make one more or the other move. So, what do you think? Knight f6. I think it's knight f6. Yes, and b5 now. Take. Are you serious? Okay, what is this? Very difficult puzzle. Tough puzzle. I see it's very tough for everyone. Very, very tough. It's extremely tough. Extremely tough. I think it's some spoiler. Because after king d2, many moves are winning. Like king f5 is very logical. I would be surprised if there is only one move that is leading to the win. I mean, for me, king f5 looks the most logical because if we play king f6, then white can play f4. But still. Don't make mistakes now after laughing at the puzzle. You know, once we already had the spoiler, it was some very simple pawn endgame. a very, very simple pawn endgame, and two moves were win, and we were like, what's going on? Yeah, it was just the wrong puzzle. Bishop c8 is the move that actually is also fine. Bishop c8 may be the best, to be honest. Bishop c8, moving the bishop to the diagonal, where it will stop king to d3, and where it will also stop this this h pawn. So maybe bishop c8. No, but is it like the only move is winning here? Can it be? Can it be? You are asking about king f5, f4. Good question. Good question about king f5, f4. Followed by g4. Not bad. Actually very good. Bishop c8. In the very beginning, I also thought about bishop b5 with the idea to move it this way, like bishop e8 and then bishop g6. And with bishop b5, we are also controlling the d3 square. But bishop b5, maybe g4. Like some headache puzzle. King f5, then g4, yeah. If we start with king f5, yeah. King f5 is the move that I don't like so much. King f6 I didn't like from the very beginning. So the question is about bishop b5 or bishop c8. Ask Hikaru, no! No! It's my puzzle rush. Yes, after bishop b5, it's important to control that diagonal. So, okay, bishop c8 or bishop b5. At the moment, I kind of prefer bishop c8 because we are already controlling immediately the g4 square. Because if we start with bishop to b5, maybe white plays g4. And this way the pawn on g4 is controlling the f5 square, which is important. So maybe bishop c8. Also, after bishop b5, there could be f4. Okay, at the moment I prefer bishop c8, so I think bishop c8 is correct. Let's try with bishop c8. Yeah, bishop c8 was correct. And now we have two moves. Now you have two moves like king f6 or bishop f5, but if you play king f6, then king d3 will come. So we have to play bishop f5. And if g4, if I can't make, oh gosh, I can't make. If g4, I was going to move the bishop to g6 or to h7 and then just king f4. And look at this bishop. The bishop was doing a great job. Oh, luckily we solved it. We solved it. Thank you, chat. Thanks for all your ideas. They were really very, very nice. And this puzzle looks much easier. I don't see any objections against queen to h5. It's just queen h5 or bishop f7 or knight f7. I think it's queen to h5 because knight f7, rook f7. And what can we do? We can't do much. If bishop f7 again, rook f7, but what's wrong with queen to h5? First, we are attacking the pawn, so h6 is the only move, and then we take on f7, and then we take on g6, and we win. Just win. This puzzle is too easy. This one looks too easy. This one looks too easy. Let's go. We can take immediately, but if we take immediately, black takes. So I think we take on f7. And now we take on g6, then d5, we take on d5. And it works. Now I have to think. We can play knight b3, or we can take. And taking looks good because white takes, we play b6, we are pinning the knight. Why can't we do that? If you play knight b3, white can play queen d1 or queen e1, and we will just trade the knights, and we don't win anything. And if we take on e2, we are winning the piece, so I think it's better to win the piece than not win anything. You also think about queen to e2. Yeah, let's take. Let's take and let's play b6. Let's take. Queen d1, take and take. Good. Oh, bishop to d4 with a great idea that after rook d6, white wants to play bishop c5. But maybe then we play this rook to f6. Can it be? Can it be? Queen c8, we have king f7. And it looks very cute, very unusual. Just very, very unusual. Rook d6, bishop c5, queen to e6. That's also possible. And that's maybe easier. Maybe that's easier. Just this, and queen to e6. So this one, e takes d6 is not possible. In any case, do you have any other move? No, we don't have. So we have to take on d6, and then we think what we do after bishop c5, if we play queen d6 or if we play rook to f6. So let's take bishop c5, and now let's discuss. So we have two moves. Queen to e6 looks good and safe. Rook to f6 looks suspicious, but nice. After rook to f6, white is not obliged to take anything. After rook to f6, maybe just queen to d1. And yeah, keeping all the threats. So maybe rook to f6, it looks nice, but it doesn't work. I think queen e6 is just simpler. Let's play queen e6. Take and take. Good. Yeah, on queen d7 was not possible because after queen d7 there was e takes d6 with a check. So, what about here? Bishop to a4, so many pieces. And so many things are under attack. First of all, let's calculate then material, it's equal. And now let's calculate. There are so many moves which can be good. Like rook c4 looks nice. I really like rook c4. I really like rook c4. I don't want to move my queen because the pawn on c2 is hanging. So what I calculated or pretend to calculate was like rook c4, bishop b3, rook takes, king takes, knight to b6, king has to go here, rook to g8, king a7, knight to c8. Then I take the bishop on e7, then I can return back to c8, and then I can also take the bishop on b3. Looks very nice. Do I have anything else on the first move? I can take here with the queen, for example, but that may be dangerous because here, there, and something like no, queen d5, then okay, maybe queen d1, threatening knight d2. This is not so clear. This is not so clear. I prefer rook to c4. And what about you? Queen to b7. Queen to b7. I looked at it, but queen to b7, king to b7, rook e7, and then let's say king back to b8, and there is no check after that. So queen to b7 I don't like. Any other suggestions? I believe it's rook to c4. I believe it's rook to c4. Let's try to do it. Let's try to do it. Yeah, it's correct. So now we take. Oh, and it's over. I was about to think what I do after I take the bishop. Should I take also the pawn on d6? But it was just over. Oh gosh, what is that? Okay, the process of elimination, it's easy. Here we can't play because knight takes b4. Here we can't play because it's double check after knight f6. So we can go king f8 or we can go bishop to d5. And bishop to d5 looks much more natural, because just imagine you're playing the game and then someone plays king f8. King f8, knight f6, bishop d2, rook d2, king e7. Okay, but it's like fighting to survive complications for no reason, I think. I think it's just easier to take the knight. Easier to take the knight. And after queen d5, we have to think. Like, can we take the rook on e1? I think we can take. No, we can't take. I mean, we can take because there is the checkmate. So we have to think what we are doing. Maybe just king f8, I mean, and then taking the rook on e1. King f8, I taking the queen, and then taking the rook. Any other suggestions? I like king f8. I like king f8. To move the king to the safe place. Let's go king f8. Oh, queen e5, then we just trade. And then we go back to e7. Right? Right. And then we take the bishop. Cool. 48 are behind. And now it's getting tougher. It's getting tougher. So, okay, this pawn is hanging, but we will lose time for taking it, and this pawn will start running. So king e5 I don't like so much. E3 is the move that I want to do without calculating. But I am not sure At the moment, I am not entirely sure it's the correct one, though it looks like it's the correct one. So what we have to calculate is e3, g6, e2, g7, then we check, and then we promote. Looks good. So e3 looks good. If king f3, then we start with b2. Maybe we can also start with e2. No, with e2 we can't start because e2, king e2, b2, king d2, king will be too close. So e3, king f3, b2. And then we promote the b pawn by checking and then promote. So let's play e3. g6, yeah, g6 was critical. Then we play e2. And then it's important to give the check. Good. Knight c3, b takes c3, queen a3, rook d5. Or queen b4 is the first move, or bishop a2, or what else? What else should we calculate? And knight b2 is also the move we should calculate because it's a typical sacrifice. So we have quite many moves to calculate. So knight c3 or knight b2. Bishop a2, I don't believe in this move. Bishop a2, king a2, queen b4, bishop d4. No. I think queen b4 or knight b2 or knight c3. Something of this three. Like knight c3, b takes c3. Let's start with knight c3 because it's the check and it's more forced. Queen a3. Now white has c4 or rook d5. Maybe I wasn't sure what to do after rook d5. There is some b4 idea, but it doesn't look so clear. What about some other moves? What about queen to b4? What about queen to b4? I like queen to b4. Queen to b4, if bishop d4, we have rook c3. b3, queen to a3. I think it's very good that we have this rook to c3 move. And what else? And knight b2, I also wanted to calculate. After knight b2, white can take on d5 or white can take on b2. If white takes on b2, queen to b4, king to c1, queen to a3, king to d2, queen to c3. Well, that looks that actually looks not so bad for black. But if knight to b2 and white plays rook to d5, and then there is like queen to b4. Okay, wait. So now I'm choosing between knight to b2 and queen to b4. I somehow like queen to b4. I like queen to b4 more. Knight b2, rook d5. After knight b2, rook d5, we have so many moves. We have so many moves like, okay, e takes d5, then king b2. Now it looks quite safe for white. But after rook d5, there is knight a4 back, there is queen to b4. No, queen to b4, there will be bishop to c5. But what's wrong? What's wrong with queen to b4 immediately? What's wrong with queen to b4? Queen to b4, bishop d4, rook c3. What's wrong with this line? Or there is nothing wrong? Queen b4, bishop d4, rook c3, bc3, bishop c3, knight c... What? Something's wrong with the line. Hypnogen looks solid. Gokul, yeah, there are many moves, but seems like it's knight b2, rook d5, and it's unclear. Like, it's very unclear. I'll show you once again. Like, if we start with this. So after e takes d5, there is queen b2. After queen to b4, there is bishop c5. After knight a4, there is rook d6 blocking this queen. I prefer to start with queen b4. Rook c3, bishop c3, you mean? Okay, this. And then if the king goes here, we can even first take on a2 and... Alex! Thank you for the raid! Hello! Hello everyone! We are doing some Puzzle Rush stream. We are already on puzzle number 50. That means the level of the puzzles are getting higher and the puzzles are tougher, but that's what is interesting. So I am expecting queen to b4. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Ah, no, it's right. So bishop to d4, and now I really like rook to c3. I like rook to c3. I don't see why it's wrong. Take, and it's good. Chat 50, great. Mr. Rama, you got it in your 3-minute puzzle rush? Yes. Actually, chat, do you agree that when you do 3 minutes puzzle rush or 5 minutes puzzle rush, the puzzles are less difficult than when you go for puzzle rush survival? I think that in puzzle rush survival, they are more difficult. Because I remember that when I did some 5 minutes puzzle rush, I was going over 40. I think my record is 46 or something like that. I don't remember exactly. But here we could see that the puzzles were much tougher. And obviously I couldn't solve them if I had to just do the same time as now. I think these ones are tougher when you go for survival. So, if it's wrong, it's wrong. I know it's right. I can't be 100% sure, but I just thought it was right. So, and I think we will not sleep here with all these puzzles. So let's make it also somehow reasonable. I mean, the time we are spending for each puzzle. It's because you make less mistakes. When you make a mistake, the next puzzle becomes easier. Not necessarily. Sometimes you even solve it right, and then the next one is easier. So this level is it's quite doubtful if it's getting easier or tougher. Record is 207. Let's go for 208. I think if we want to go for the record, we should have some 24-hour stream, and then we have some chances. Otherwise, it's quite difficult. But let's get as far as we can. Okay, so what about this one? We are a piece up, but for 2 pawns, and there are some dangerous threats over the H file. What's threatening exactly? Knight g3 and bishop g1? No. No. So what's threatening? What's the threat? If black plays, if black plays knight g3, we can take with the rook. We can even take with the pawn because we have this knight h. No, we can't take. Okay, if knight g3, we can't take with the pawn because we can't take with the pawn because after bishop f1, we don't go knight h2 as there will be queen to h2 followed by rook h6, but we go to h4. So what's the threat? It's a big question. What's the threat? But what can we do? We can take the rook, knight g5, maybe knight g5. But let's first try to take the rook, because if there is nothing wrong with taking the rook, then just take the rook. Some prophylactical moves. I mean, if the bishop e6 doesn't work, then maybe just something like knight h2. Some prophylactical move. Very prophylactical move, but let's first try to make it. Let's first try to make it work, like bishop e6. Also, we have a little problem with the queen, because the queen is nice in the center. At the same time, after c5, the queen has only one move, queen to d5. So we have to be careful with that. So, for example, after bishop e6, we also have to take care of something like c5, queen to d5, and then bishop to e6. Back, threatening some knight g3 followed by queen to h3. Gogol is saying, I'd probably play knight e2 in the game, but it doesn't seem like something which would be the solution of the puzzle. Who knows? It may be the solution of the puzzle. It's passive and it's very unclear what's happening after knight h2. So I think that after knight h2, it's like the puzzle should stop if knight h2 is the right move. Otherwise, we have to calculate some other moves like bishop to e6, which are. Annie, thank you for gifting a sub to Gokul, and Misanthrope, thank you for Twitch Prime. Thank you. So, what was worrying me about bishop e6 was the move was... but no, that's insane. I mean, after c5, we can just take on d6. We are not forced to play queen d5 and fall into bishop e6. So sorry. Sorry, that was very strange. So if we take... What's wrong with taking? Bishop d2, no. So maybe knight g3, but after knight g3, what are we doing? We can take with the rook, we can take with the pawn. And both are more or less okay at the moment. So I don't see anything wrong with taking on e6. Chat, what about you? Is bishop e6 okay? I think bishop e6 can be fine. Okay. That's getting tough. queen e6 and c5, but queen e6 and c5, even if black makes two moves, then after c5 we play queen d5. And we are okay. No, my queen will not get trapped. No, no. Let's try bishop e6. Oh, good. Bishop e6, bishop e6. Now it's important that after c5, once again, we can take the pawn. So what we have to do, we have to protect against knight g3, king g2, queen h3, checkmate. And one of the ways to do it is just to play knight to h2. I mean, knight to h2, I just want to play knight to h2. It looks so safe. It looks so solid. It looks so good. I don't see anything wrong with knight to h2. Let's go. Yes. Very good. Very good. Very, very good. Okay, pawn endgame. Pawn endgame, we have to calculate it. 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 I want to play this move. I want to play this move, but we have to calculate it. So, f6 threatening, e6, take, and f7. f6, if king to d7, we play king f5, attacking the pawn. If the pawn moves, we can play e6, and then if the king moves, we play e7, and we win one of these pawns, and it's completely winning. If after e6, f takes, we play king to g6, and then we promote first. King g6, here, there, good. Looks good. TGC 9000, thank you. Thank you for 2 months. If e6 and then f6, good question. If we start with e6, then first of all, black can take and after f6 play here, and then thank you, only pawns. Only pawns! Now it's the pawn endgame. Your favorite one. So after e6, f takes e6 is not clear. After e6, another line is just take, king d6, king f5, king e7, no, king e7, this will be winning. So maybe after e6, just king to d6. King to d6, take, king e7. Maybe it's the right way, yeah, e6, king d6. But what's wrong with f6? I don't see anything wrong with f6. I think f6 is fine. Gokul, you say e6 doesn't work because of f6. E6, f6. Yeah, that's possible. Looks very drawish, yeah. E6, f6, but e6 also king d6, I'm not sure. No, e6, king d6, maybe losing for black. Take, king e7. And then, for example, king e5, king f7, f6, g4, king f5, and then king g5. Maybe it's losing for black. So maybe just e6, f6. And black is just staying, king d6, king c6. White can't make any progress. So let's play f6. Okay, let's calculate again. King f5, g4, e6. Take king g6, king e8, king g7. That's winning. So king f5, g4, e6, king e8, e7, and then we win it. Yeah. Looks good. Let's go. Good. Follow my first instinct? No, when it comes to the pawn endgames, you can't follow your first instinct. This is not the case where you can follow your instinct. Of course, you have some instincts, and it's important because your instincts are like kind of the patterns you know and the knowledge you have is the combination. But pawn endgames, you have to calculate until until it's really clear. You can't just say, okay, let's play this move and see what happens. No. This is the puzzle. And I mean, this is not the puzzle, this is the study. This is the study, guys. This is the study, and we have to calculate precisely, and it should be that white should win somehow. But the big question is how there can be some mating nets. It's possible. I don't know the solution at the moment, but it's possible there are some. Oh, did I tell you about some mating nets? I have just seen some mating idea, like bishop d5, e4, king f7, queen, bishop e6, king e5, and bishop g3 is the checkmate. Beautiful, isn't it? What else? If we start with bishop to h7, king to g4, bishop e4 stops the pawn, but I think it's a draw. Because king h4, and we have to play something like bishop to h1, king g3, and then let's say we put the king closer. Okay, if we put the king closer, even e4 is a draw immediately. But if we play e4, then king f2, let's say king e7, king g1, bishop f3, king f2, bishop h1, and the king will be always chasing that bishop. So that's not working. But bishop d5, there. We need king f7 to control the g6 square. After king to f7, what can black do? Black cannot do much. If black goes king g4, we take the pawn. If black goes king e5, bishop g3, and we take that pawn. So queen is more or less forced. Bishop e6, king e5, bishop g3. Looks good. Isn't it nice? Isn't it beautiful? I think it's nice. I think bishop d5 is correct. Chat, are you there? Chat, where is the approval? Annie, thanks for gifting tier 1 sub to Karolka. Thank you. Yes? Approve. Only pawns, you don't see the mate, but you believe me. Mr. Rama, you saw that, but you were waiting for me to see that. Oh God. Mr. Lama, I'm scared. You have improved so much. Okay, let's go with bishop d5. Chat, you're amazing. Okay, e4, king to f7, bishop to e6. And now I think everyone can see that bishop g3 is a checkmate. Beautiful checkmate in the middle of the board. If he under promotes to a knight, it's possible, but he's still we still have a piece. We are still a piece up, and also the knight on h1 would be cut because the bishop is cutting all the squares the knight can go to the next move. So yeah, knight to g8 was avoiding the mate, but it was not helping to save the game. Bishop f6 was not the mate because then there was king to d6. So we needed bishop g3 to control also the d6 square. That can be a little bit tricky because there are some checkmate ideas, like for example, if we play king b8, which is very likely to be the right move, then for example black can move somewhere there, and if we play a7, black plays rook h8, and it's a checkmate. I remember once my sister won like this. I mean, with the same idea. And she was so happy about that. But what else if not king to b8? If not king to b8, if you play a7, it's a draw immediately. If we move the rook, over this file, then king to c7, and it's a draw immediately. If we move the rook over there, then rook b4, and it's the draw immediately. So we have to start with king b8. We just have to find out what we are doing after rook h4, rook g4, rook f4, rook e4. And after all these moves, what we can do? What can we do? We can move the rook somewhere to g7, f7, or c7. I think we should not move the rook over the b file, because then king to c7. King to c6 will be the problem. But anyway, we have to play king b8, and let's see. Okay, rook to e4. The idea is the same. It doesn't matter if rook e4, rook f4, rook g4, rook h4. It was all the same. Now we have to think what we are doing. If we are giving the check, the king is going here. Actually, I don't like rook e4, because when you're playing the rook endgame, it's better to keep your rook more far, so that when you're giving the check, the king can't come closer in the next few moves. So rook e4 is actually a very strange move from the practical point of view. For example, after rook b6, king c5, if you go rook h6, it's definitely better that you have the rook like on g4 or h4, and you can keep on checking. Because if you start checking after that, okay, it still works, but I mean rook h6, here, and that maybe I don't know, but that's actually like very strange. I mean, just compare. If black played rook to h4, just imagine the rook is here, and the same line, like rook b6, king to c5, rook g6. Black just play rook h8, and after king b7 here, and after king c8, we keep on checking, and if the king goes like too far to e8, or even to the f file, then we bring the rook to a7 or a8, and king b5, and we win the a6 pawn. But with the rook on e4, it's not possible. And rook e4 is such a strange move. Just such a strange move. Rook b3, rook b2, or rook b1, I don't like because of king to c6. Rook g7, f7, and I mean all these three squares. Then king c6, rook h6, king b5, a7, rook check, king goes, rook check, and it's okay for black. Rook c7. Rook c7 is the move that I want to make. Rook c7. So if rook e8, then we have king to b7, and if rook to b4, we have king to c8. What do you think? Rook b6 or rook c7? Bernal, you think rook c7? Rook c7. Rook c7. Rook c7 looks good. What about rook to b6? The line I was calculating, rook to b6, king to c5, rook to h6, and how black is going to save it? Rook e8, king b7, rook e7, king c8, rook e8, king d7, and then some rook g8. Because if black plays, okay, maybe rook to a8, threatening king b5, and when king goes to c7, then rook to g8. No, then rook to g8, a7. So we have, after king to d7, we have to play rook g8. This rook here, rook here, rook king here, rook here, king here, rook here, king here, and then rook g8. And there is no a7 because of rook g7. I mean, rook e4, what to move? What to move? Okay, rook c7. Let's try with rook c7. I think it's correct, yeah. Ani, don't play a7 in the sub battle, please. Please. No one, don't play a7. Don't play a7. Queen to d5, offering a queen straight. I tell you to put the pawns, yes, when you can push it and no one can stop this pawn, then yes, just push the pawns. Otherwise, don't blunder checkmates. Don't blunder checkmates. Please, 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 please. Please don't blunder checkmates. So we can take on d5 immediately, or we can wait and play something like, I don't know, king g7 or whatever. At the moment, white is an exchange up, but we have the pawn, and we have a very strong pawn on e3. So that's our assets. And what can we do? We can, okay, first let's try to calculate the forcing moves. Take takes. If e2, there is rook f3. If e2, there is rook f3, so we're not winning immediately. We can play bishop c3. And if rook e2, then maybe bishop d2. And then later on win this weak d5 pawn. I somehow wish to take, because after take, the pawn on d5 is weak. The pawn on d5 is very weak. We can even play something like rook e5 immediately, but I prefer to put my bishop on d2 first and block this rook on e2. In any case, I want to take on d5. Let's take. And now let's think. If you play rook e5, play rook d8, or if you play bishop c3, e2 could be nice, but be careful, don't push the pawns every time, because after e2, rook f3, the pawn on e2 is actually weak. This rook is then coming to d3, d2, and eating our pawn. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. The pawn is strong, so we have to protect it. How do you do? Rook e5. Rook e5 or bishop c3? After bishop c3, rook e2 is the only move. Otherwise, we push and promote. So rook e2, and then we play bishop d2. And this rook doesn't do much after that. If we start with rook e5, white has chances to activate the rooks. Like starting with a rook e2. And that's what I don't like so much. Because if rook e2, rook takes d5, rook to d1, then the rook is pinned. Rook e3 will be the threat after that. So I really prefer to put the bishop on d2 first. Chat, what about you? Mr. Llama, e2. E2 when? On the first move? What are you going to play after rook f3? E2, rook f3, and then, yeah, g3, king g2, rook d3, and rook d2 is coming. I don't see how we can... What can we do? Bishop c5? Trying some bishop b4 idea. E2, rook f3, bishop c5. but then even a3, and if I take, then rook f2. I don't like e2. You can play e2 only if it's winning. If it's winning on the spot. Otherwise, don't push it too much, because then the pawn on e2 is weak. Then the pawn on e2 is weak. What about bishop f6 now? Bishop f6, so what is the threat? We are just losing the tempo with bishop f6. Okay, I hope it's bishop c3. Second bishop c3, rook e2, bishop d2, maybe rook f4, and then the rook is coming to d4 or c4. So bishop. I'm not so sure what. There's that. To try with. Try with rook e5 first. Rook e5, rook e2, rook takes, rook d1. The pawn is hanging, so some f4. But I don't like the spin. I don't like the spin. I don't like this spin. E2 rook f3 g5. E2 rook f3 g5 is an interesting idea. If rook f5, then bishop c3. If not, we play g4, and then we play bishop f2 or bishop c3. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Like e2, rook f3, g5. That's very concrete. If that works, that's great. E2, rook f3, g5. So if rook f5, we have bishop c3. If a g3 trying to play king g2 and then rook d3 so that we don't have bishop f2, then we have g4. So maybe we are just in time to play e2, rook f3, g5. Maybe we are in time, just in time. E2, rook f3, g5. The point of g5 is to push g4. And then this rook has to move. If this rook moves to f5, we play bishop c3. If the rook moves to d3, we play bishop f2. There is a big point behind g5. A very big point behind g5. So maybe it works. Maybe it works. Let's try e2 and g5. It works. It works. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ferdisert. Thank you, thank you. Well done. Yeah, now we play g4 and we win. The g5 was a very important move. I somehow saw it, but then I forgot about it. Yeah, so e2, surprisingly it worked. It worked, and nice. Nice, nice, nice. We advanced. And we have another study. Just another one, as if we didn't have enough of them. And in studies, it's like everything will be forced. The most to calculate are bishop d3 or rook to c1. After bishop d3, king h6, rook e8 we win, king g8, rook e8 we win, so king g7. Drittler, thank you for 200 bits. Thank you. And then if you play a rook e7, then there is king to f8. Well, then there is, then king to f8 is the only move. King to f8 is the only move, and maybe black is okay. Maybe black is okay. The other move I mentioned was rook to c1, bishop a6 is not possible, bishop b7 is not possible, bishop d7 is not possible. So there is bishop e6 or bishop h3. But actually both of them are looking okay, like bishop e6 is fine. Do you have any other ideas? Do we have any other ideas? Some active moves like king g5 or rook g1? Or what else? Or that's all? Or that's all? If you start with rook g1, then maybe just bishop g7, bishop d3, and king h8. Rook g1, rook g1, bishop g7. Or maybe bishop f6, even bishop d3, king h8. I don't think it can work. After bishop d3, king d7, it's already a bit suspicious because the king is blocking the bishop. So maybe you have to search for something there. And after rook, if you start with rook e8, bishop h3 will be the only move. Bishop h3 will be the only move, but after king f3, black has no moves. Hey, look, I think I found it. Like bishop d3. So after king g8 or king h6, we have rook e8, and we are winning one of the bishops. So black has to go king to g7. Then we play rook to e8. The bishop can't go here. The bishop can't go here or here because of rook e7. The bishop can't go to e6. The bishop can't go to f5 to g4. So the only move is bishop to h3. But when you look at this position, after bishop to h3, you realize black has no moves. The king can't move, the bishop can't move, and this bishop can't move either. The only move that is available is bishop to g2. So the way we stop this bishop g2 move is we play king f3 and game over. Should be game over. Yeah, neat. Total domination and the Zugzwang idea. And I sure like this theme. Yeah, my favorite topic, Zugzwang and domination. Let's hope it works. Let's hope it works. Yeah, king g7, rook to e8, and king to f3. Nice move in the end. Yeah, let's make it. Yeah, I think there are no moves. We stop bishop g2 and there are no moves. Let's go king. And now we win the bishop. That was nice. That was nice. I liked it. That was nice one. So, understood nothing but so this one. This one, black has 1 million pawns and a very strong knight. And the idea may be to play queen f1, king h2, and then knight f3 is forcing the draw because there will be perpetual check like this, and forever. Also, the idea maybe to play queen f1, king h2, knight e2. If we don't checkmate, it will be dangerous because black will start the mating threats. So we have to do something very, very quickly, and I am not sure even if we have to win here, or if we have to somehow save ourselves. So we have check here, here, here. I like the check here because king c5 is the only move, and at least we have queen to f4, and after eliminating this pawn, the life looks safer. It doesn't mean that this is correct, but this is one of the possible lines. So what else can we do? We can play queen to d8, we can play queen to f8 after... Okay, I think now... Okay, now it's clear we have to search for a winning, for a forced win. Because, yeah, at the very least we will play queen b8 and queen f4, we are not worse. The king is too weak. So we have three moves. Rook f7 is not good because of queen f1 and knight f3 idea. So what we may do, for example, queen to b8, king to c5. If rook to a5, there is knight b5, so this is not winning. If we play queen to f8, then king b5 is losing because of rook b7. Black has to go king b6. And then I don't see the way we can continue. If we can go back to b8, but then the king goes back to c5, and it's a never-ending story. SanTP, thank you for Twitch Prime. What else can we do? We can start with queen f8 or queen d8. If queen f8, king to e5 is forced. Can we do anything there? Not so clear. We can play queen d8, and if the king goes here, we play queen c7. The king has to go to f-file, and then we take queen f7 with a check, and that's very cool. If we play queen d8 and the king goes here, we play queen e7. And then it's the long question mark. One second, it's not so easy to calculate all that. But it looks dangerous, like if the king goes to b5 or to b6, maybe there is rook b7 followed by rook d1, rook b1. Chat, what are you saying? Queen b8 and queen f8, I don't see how it works. Queen b8, king c5, queen f8, king b6. How to make it work? Sometimes we may have the idea to play something like rook a1, or when we give the check on the b file and rook b1, we stop queen f1 and then we continue the attack. But it's not so clear. Queen f8, king e5, queen b8. Another suggestion. Let's try to calculate it here. Oh, that's an interesting one. If king f6, we take on f4. If king f5, we take on f7. Oh, it's pretty easy. Yeah, that's winning on the spot. I pronomar, that was very good. That must be it. Yeah, that must be it. Looks really good. When you have so many moves, it's not so easy to find it, and but it looks very good. So queen f8, king e5 is the only move, and then queen b8, the check from here. Nice. Should be it. Queen b8, and now we take on f4. Are we taking on f4 or what else? 1 second. We have the check. Maybe queen h8. If we take knight f5, take, should be good for white. White is definitely better in that endgame, but maybe it's not winning. It looks closer to a draw, so maybe queen h8 is the move. Maybe this is the move. King f5, then rook f7, and if king g6, then queen g8. I think that's better. Oh, good that I didn't play queen f4. Good that I stopped. You see, it's very important to stop after every move because maybe there is something better. Mr. Lama, yeah, I see you're guessing the moves right. You're doing very well. So let's stop also here. We have two moves. We have h5 and we have queen g8. I think it's queen g8 because after h5, king takes. And we can, if we check, then knight to f5. So I don't like it. I like check from here. Oh! 57. Yeah, I was about to release the mouse. I was about to play queen f4, but I didn't. I don't know why, but I didn't. It's obvious that here we have the idea with b3. The question is if you play b3 immediately or if we start with bishop b2 or nothing else because king c4 is coming. So we have to play either b3 or bishop b2. 160 more for the world record. For the worldchess.com record. No, I wouldn't say that my instinct stopped me, but somehow, yeah, maybe it's already like an instinct, but I prefer to stop after every move, even if it's like forced, even if it's the only move, just check it once again, because maybe it's not, maybe there is something better. So. Bishop b2 could be a draw due to king to c4. It is a draw. I agree. It is a draw because after king to c4 we win the piece, but if the king moves to b1 it's a draw, it's a theoretical draw. We win the e6 pawn, we win the h5 pawn, but it's the theoretical draw. It's a very important position. Really very important position. So maybe you have to start with b3. Not maybe, but it's obvious we have to start with b3 because after bishop b2, king c4 is a draw. A very important theoretical position. So we have to let's calculate a bit. I'm sure it's b3, but let's still calculate a bit. What can white do? White can take on b3, or there is also some move like e7, or there is also some move like h6. B3 if white takes. B3 here, a2. Now again, there is e7, there is h6. After h6, we always have king to h7. We have to calculate this endgame after the queens are promoting like h6 at some moment, king h7. Okay, let's say b3, h6, king h7, a takes b3, a2, e7, queen, queen, check. If king c6, then there is no queen a4 because the pawn is controlling that square, so that doesn't work. So we have to find something else. After h6, we can play king f8. No, we can't play king f8 because bishop a3 will be with a check. So b3, h6. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? How do we win? King g6, e7, king f7? Or how? This way? Maybe king g6 is a very important move. Because b3, h6. Once again, if you play king h7, then white takes a2 and e7, and it's a draw. If we play king f8, then white takes on a3, and white is even winning. If we play king g8, then there is h7, and this check is bothering me. So after b3, h6, I prefer to go king to g6, and if e7, then king f7. King g6, e7 we can take, can we? This e7, take. This here, bishop b2, bishop f6. Maybe we can. Maybe we can. Yeah, maybe you're right. Okay, anyway, let's play b3. Maybe there will be no h6, and then we will know what to do. No! 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 Okay, let's go king g6. Because if we go here, it's e7. And in the same line, or no, if you go here, then first take a2 and then e7. And in the same line, if black takes bishop b2, and we can't go bishop f6 because the king is not protecting the bishop. So let's go king g6. Let's go a2. Okay. Yeah, that was not so easy. That was not so easy, but we made it. That was not so easy. Rook d3, the mate is coming. Mate is coming. I mean, check this and checkmate. We have to do something about it. What can we do about it? You can play queen f5. One of the options. We can't play king f7 because queen h5. This doesn't work. What else can we do? Some idea with rook c4, so that if there is check, we play rook g4 is good. But the problem is that if we play there, first check here. No, it's not the problem. The problem may be that white is doing a perpetual check. But if white wants to play queen g6, king h8, and rook h3, then white takes, and we pin. So queen f5, Rook c4. What else do you have? Seems like that's it. Seems like that's it. I don't see any other move. Rook f7 and queen g4, it doesn't help because rook g3 is coming anyway. I have done this puzzle before. I'm pretty sure I haven't had this one. I haven't had that one. Maybe it's similar, yeah, maybe a similar one, but not this one because I think my memory is still quite okay. More or less. So queen f5 or rook c4. So after queen f5, white has rook f3, rook g3, or rook h3. Rook h3 doesn't threaten anything. Rook g3 we go king f7, and after check we go king e8. If rook f3 we go queen to h7. Then rook g3, king here, the queen moves somewhere. Yeah, something like that, something unclear. If we play rook c4, if we play rook c4, if we play rook c4, then maybe white is just forcing the... No, we can't play rook c4. Guys, we can't play rook c4 because queen g6 here and queen h5. And after king g7 or king g8, there is rook g3 and white is winning. So it's like queen f5 is the only move. I think queen f5 is the only move. By the process of elimination, I feel like queen f5 is the only move. Yeah, it's the only move. It's the only move. Sometimes you just have the only move. So rook f3, and now where can we move? Where can we move the queen? Queen e4, queen h7, queen c2. We can't actually move to e4 or c2 because of rook g3, king f7, queen h5, the same idea we were trying to do in the very beginning. So queen h7 again, by the method of elimination, queen h7 is the only move. Let's play it. Now by the method of elimination, king f7 doesn't work, so we have to play here. And okay, now by the method of elimination, you have the choice between the resigning and making the move. We are making the move. Nice. Nice. The process of elimination is telling me we should take the rook. The process of elimination, yeah, first we take the rook. I mean, strange question to start with. And then, okay, f5 looks the most logical. f5 looks the most logical because if we start with king e3, then white can play h4. f5, h5, f4, h6, f3, here, there, here. No, it doesn't work, sorry. I mean, okay, there are two moves. There is king to e3 or there is f5. So my idea was I wanted to start with f5 because after h4 then we can think if we play king to e3 or we have additional option of king to g4. That's why I wanted to start with g5. But here we have to calculate precisely. One sec. So if we start with this move, then white takes. then white takes. Because if we play here, white goes here, we go here, white goes here, we go here, white goes here, we go here, white takes, we go here, white goes here, we queen, white queens, we give a check, the king moves somewhere to the h file, we check and we win the queen. That's why after king to e3, king takes, and after we move the pawn, king goes here. And then if we move f4, the king moves to f1. If we f5, king g2, if we play king e2, the king goes back to g3, and that's a draw. So it seems like we have to start with f5. And if we start with f5, and then white plays h4, then we play king to e3. So if king g3 is the same line we were calculating with f4, and if f5, h5, f4, h6, f3, and the only move we have to calculate is if the king goes, for example, to f1, then we play g2, king g1, king e2, h7, f1, take f1, wait. Then we are promoting with the check first. Yeah, we don't need this idea. So it seems like we have to start with f5. Yeah, PEMDAS. In the first line, white wins the race, but no, white doesn't win the race. Why not king g2 and push two pawns? Yeah, that's another idea, like f5, h4 here, h5, f4, h6, f3, king g1. And then if f2, there is king g2, or if g2, there is king f2. I think it doesn't work. I think it should be a king to e3. I think it should be king to e3 in that line. So let's first play f5, and then once again king to e3. So if king to g3, f4, and we promote first. If h5, f4, h6, f3. So if king to g3, we promote first and then we win the queen. If king to g1, then king to e2 or f2, we are winning. So king to f1, g2 here, yeah, we are first. Let's go. We are first. And we win. Yo! Another one. Black is writing a checkmate. This I can see. But we are first to move. We can play queen g7, queen h7, queen f8. I'm a bit puzzled. Okay, here, or here. I think these three are the most we should calculate. By intuition, I prefer queen to f8 because it leaves the opportunity to take on h7 with the rook. So if queen goes here, we take on h7 with a check. Also, why I like queen to f8, because we have the idea, I mean the king moves to somewhere there, then we also have the idea of queen to c5 and attack that bishop. And then the bishop has to go back. So I think queen to f8 is a great move. If king to g5, then we take queen c5, checking, and taking the bishop. So king g5 doesn't work. So black has to go king h5, and then is the big question if you first take queen to c5 or if you first take on h7. In any case, I think we should play queen to f8. I think we should play queen to f8 because comparing all the lines, for example, after queen to g7 or queen to h7, black goes king to g5. And it's not so clear what we are doing. I somehow prefer queen to f8. Queen f8, let's say king h5, let's say I take, let's say bishop g5, let's say... Okay, it's not like winning, but when the bishop is moving to g5, I'm already like... There is no checkmate on b2. And I can also take this pawn, the king has to move to g4, we can also take that pawn later on. No? Let's see what you are writing. Yeah, Hikaru is very quick. Hikaru is very quick in his thoughts. So, queen to g7, king g5, then rook d5. King h4. Or king g4, queen d7. No, I prefer queen f8. It's getting too complicated. Let's play queen f8. No, it's wrong. Instinct didn't work out. It was wrong. It was wrong. It was wrong. Oh, it was wrong. Okay, let's try to get this one correct. It was too complicated to calculate because on every move there are so many possibilities and you need more time to work them all out. You have to ban me? Okay, bye-bye everyone. Bye-bye everyone. I leave you alone with all these puzzles and and you can try to solve them on your own. Bad for me. Bad for me. My last stream. My last stream. My last stream. And we got another crazy position. I mean, look, king on c4, king on b6. It's crazy. You will never get it in the real game. Very unusual. Very unusual. Looks like Lizzie played this one. Yeah, Lizzie's game for sure. Whom did she play against? And was she white or black? Important question. Important question. Okay. So what do we have here? We can take, but that's too obvious. The king is running here and then maybe the king is escaping. We can take here and keep all the threats. We can play something like... Like what? I don't know what. I don't know what. I prefer e takes d3 because after e takes d3 we keep the king in the net. After a queen c2 king to d5. The king is already running away and it will be very difficult to checkmate him. I mean, the king is in the center of the board, but it's not so easy to checkmate him. Oh, wait, whoa, what are you saying? Queen c2, and later we think, no, later it will be too late. Later it will be too late. The pawn on e7 is very very important pawn. It's not only the pawn that is very far advanced, but it's also protecting against all the checks. It's limiting the rook, so there is no rook d8. Rook e8 is not coming with a check. It's a crazy position. It's a crazy position. It's a crazy position. Queen c2, king d5. He takes d3. I don't know, but if we take here first, if we take here first, then maybe queen g6 and queen d3. But no, if queen to g6, we have bishop c6, and then if queen to d3, we have bishop b5. How will you defend after e takes d3? Chat, how are you defending after e takes d3? C takes d3, queen c2 is a checkmate. If queen e6 or queen f6, we have rook c6. If queen g6, yeah, I have the idea with queen to with bishop to c6. It's crazy. We have to ask Lizzie. Okay, another option. Queen c2 here. If queen to d3, then king e5 and checks over. So queen c2, king d5, e takes d3. E takes d3, e takes d3, e takes d3. It takes d3, it takes d3. Oh gosh. Maybe king to e6. Then if queen c4, king to f6. If rook c6, then king to d7. I mean this rook b7, king d8. I don't know. Let's take e takes d3. I am getting tired. Oh, it was right. I was correct. And now, let's go here. Let's go here, because if we play rook c6, then there is queen to d3. But if I play bishop d6, yes. Anything better? No, let's check. Cool! That's cool. That was cool. I am proud of myself. I am very proud of myself. I managed to find something in some crazy messy Lizzie's game. Queen c2 didn't mate because there was king to d5. This position looks normally. Finally, the position looks normally. Black skin is in some danger. Black skin is in some danger. How can we use it? How can we use it? We can play rook e6. We can take on e8. We have some bishop c2. So what to do? Let's first calculate the forced line. So rook e8, bishop f7, king f5, bishop to e8. What's wrong with that? I don't know what's wrong with that. Another idea is something like like rook e6. Because bishop c2, I don't believe so much in bishop c2. Bishop c2, just king to h5 and looks fine. So what else? It can be also rook to e6. Black has two moves, king f5 and king h5. King f5 is too dangerous because king f5, let's say I play king g3, I am threatening bishop c2 checkmate. So the only way to stop it will be knight d4 or knight b4. Okay, but knight d4, I take in the rook and the bishop. But so far I don't understand what's wrong with rook takes e8. What's wrong with rook takes e8? Take. Okay, take. What can black do? Black can take, or black can play, for example, king to h5. But after king h5, I can play king g3, or I can take on b8 and play king g3. So it must be rook takes e8. Bishop here. Some trap for the bishop. Like king f6, I take knight d4, threatening knight to f5. I don't know. I just don't know. So rook e8 or rook e6. Let's try to calculate rook e6 again. Because if rook e6 doesn't work, then we play rook e8 and we stop with all this problems. So rook e6. If king to h5, we play king g3, threatening bishop d1 checkmate. Rook d8. Then if you play rook e8, after that there will be rook d3. It's getting tough. It's puzzle number 62. Here, there, here. I don't know, but okay, maybe let's go another way. Let's try to calculate rook e8, and then if you find some defense after rook e8, then we can actually play rook e6. After rook e6, we haven't found the solution to both moves. Like king f5 and king h5 are pretty much unclear to me. So rook e8, what can be wrong with rook e8? Take, take, take. Rook 8, rook 8, bishop f7, king f6, bishop 8, knight f5. Let's say bishop d7 to stop knight f5. What are you calculating? Okay. Chat, maybe chat can help me. Chat doesn't know if if to start with rook e6 or rook e8. Rook e6, king f5, bishop c2, king g4, rook e4, king h5, and then bishop d1, king g6. And then rook e6, king f5, and king g3, threatening both bishop d2 and bishop g4. So maybe, okay, let's wait. This. But now if you go bishop d1, there is king to h6. Black doesn't have to go back to g6. This. Bishop c2, king h5, bishop d1, king h4, knight f3, you mean, or what? Yeah, then there will be a discovery check. Like rook e6, king h5, bishop d1, king h4, knight f3. Then the king moves, let's say, to g4, and the knight can move, giving a discovery check, but it doesn't help much. I think it's a draw. And what about, okay, once again, here, knight d4, knight f5 is the threat. If we play something like king g3, then this pawn may run, and maybe it's the problem. So I was suggesting bishop d7, but maybe bishop d7, maybe can it be it's a draw after knight f5? We have to take in f5. Maybe it's a draw there. Difficult to say. I think we should flip a coin. I think we should flip a coin. I have more faith in rook to e6, but I'm not sure. Okay, let's play rook e6. Oh, it was correct. It was correct. It was correct. But was it really a drawish line after knight f5 in this long line? I'm not sure. Maybe. Yeah, I would wish to go to analysis, but I can't do it during the session. 1 second. I can't open it during the session. I think I have to end it and then I can. Yeah, after it ends, then I can check. I would love to check it. I mean, it's crazy. Maybe I was correct with this knight d4, knight f5 idea. Maybe, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe. What to do now? So we have bishop d1, we have king g3, we have rook e8 now doesn't work. So bishop d1 I didn't like so much. Bishop d1, take knight f3 here, and let's say knight d4, king g5. We win the piece, but it's a draw. King g3 is nice, and I would like to play it, but I don't know what to do after this move. What to do after rook d1, rook d8, stopping bishop d1? What to do after rook d8? Another move is g6 after king g3. So let's say king g3, if rook d8. If we take now, then there is rook d3. We play, for example, king f4, rook b3. King f5, knight d4. If you play rook h8, there is king g6, h5, king f6. And then some idea with rook e8 and rook e6. It's too deep. It's too deep even for me. What else? Take here, king knight f3, rook b3 doesn't work. So take here, here, take here, here. h5, king f6, rook e8, threatening checkmate, but then knight d4. Maybe a rook e4. No, rook e4 is not working. Anyway, I feel it's king to g3 because I don't see any other move. It's fine. What was correct? I don't know what was correct. Bishop d1. Bishop d1, king h4, knight h7? Knight h7 threatening rook e4 and knight g5? I think if someone plays it in the real game, he or she would be banned immediately, because knight h7 is so it's so strange. It's just so strange. No, knight h7. My eyes didn't even look in that direction. Knight h7, oh my god. Okay, this one was not so painful. The previous one was actually I mean, I think for this one, even if I had 1 hour, I would have never found it. But the previous one I could solve if I had more time. The previous one, yeah, with this queen f8 when heart was given a check. Okay, anyway, let's forget. Let's forget. But Cyrus, you heard Mr. Llama found knight h7 in 5 seconds. Mr. Llama, where are you? You are going to play bishop d1, but then you are going to play knight f3. I am pretty sure you are going to play knight f3. But yeah, maybe you could find knight h7. Knight h7, whatever. Oh no. Okay, let's forget. Let's make. Let's make some exercises for the head. And okay, let's continue. So any mistake I make now is my last mistake. Do some push-ups. 1, 2, 3 from the table, yeah? Okay, I am ready. No, I don't have the feeling that my head is working bad, but knight h7 was just insane. So let's see. There are too many pieces on the c file. Just too many pieces. We can think about some ideas like giving the check here or there. We have the idea of playing knight h5. We have the idea of taking, and then after all the trades on c7, we have queen b6, but this is not helping us much. So I think knight d2 is not correct, because knight d2 is just queen d2. I don't see any follow-up. Knight h5, I like knight h5. I like knight h5, and I like the checks. Blah, 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 blah. So what to start with? How to start? Why to start? For some reason I like queen b6. Maybe I have to play. I think it's queen b6 or knight h5. So queen b6, knight f2, yeah? And if we play knight h5 after, then queen g5 and knight c4 is already the threat. So maybe we have to start with knight h5, because queen b6, knight f2. If we play knight h5 now, queen g5, and then after h6 or f6, there is no knight c4. There is no knight c4, because if you play h6, if knight c4, we just take, white takes, and we take. maybe if queen b6, white plays king f1, some crazy move. Knight h5, queen g5, and if we play h6 now, this, then knight to c4, a takes g5, knight to b6, rook to c2, rook c2, rook c2, and knight d7. So I needed king f1 to protect my bishop on e2 after 100 moves. That's why maybe we have to start with knight h5. The queen has to move here, because if the queen moves to h4, then we take on d2, rook takes, rook takes, rook takes, check, and we win the rook, and we win the piece. So knight h5, queen g5, h6, queen takes, and then we check and take the knight, or we take the knight first. Sounds good. Sounds good. Why not f6? Good question. Yeah, we can also play f6. We can also play f6. In any case, I think we should start with knight to h5, because if we put the queen on b6, then it's staying under knight to c4. And if we play queen to a7, then it's also like under some... then when rook c7 is played, it's also under the attack. I prefer knight h5. So knight h5 here, take. Oh, Sasha, hi. Okay, now we have another grandmaster in the chat. So my life will be easier. Yeah, knight h5, queen h4, knight d2, take. Check, queen f2, queen c7, queen c7 and queen d4. Okay, got it. Okay, got it. I'm slow, but I got it. This, take, check, queen f2. Here and check, and white is taking back the knight. So does it mean we have to start with Mr. Lama? Finally, Mr. Lama. So Sasha, we have to start with queen a7? Or you still don't know? You still don't know? So slow, disappointing. Yeah, very slow. Need to calculate. Do you agree that queen b6 is wrong because of king f1? Queen b6, king f1, knight h5, queen g5, and then doesn't matter if it's f6 or h6, there is knight c4. So once again, if queen b6, king f1, let's say knight h5, queen g5, and then f6 or h6, let's say h6, knight takes, pawn takes, knight takes, take, knight d7. Then we can take on. We can take on a2. We can't trap the knight. We can't trap the knight because the knight can go to b8 and c6. What about queen to a7? Queen to a7. Queen to a7 is the correct move in my opinion. I'm not sure, but maybe it's correct. Okay. By my process of elimination, queen a7 looks correct. Let's play queen a7. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Oh, it's right. So I am going according to my plan. If it's wrong, but it's right. No, it's right. No, it's right. But after king to h1, now we play knight h5, yes? Now we play knight h5. Yes, queen to h4, and now I finally take on d2. Yes, and now we take, Oh my god. Thank you, Severomorsky. Thank you for helping me with queen f2, queen d4 idea. Yeah, huge shout out to Severomorsky. It's Alexander Moisenko, a grandmaster from Ukraine. Thank you. Okay, here we have to play rook c1. We don't really have so many moves. Because knight g4, then rook a1 or rook c6. So let's give a check. Give a check and think later. Now we have to give another check on g4, otherwise f3. Right? Yeah, I think we have to give a check on g4. Let's give a check. And then we think. If we take on f2, if we play f5, if we play h5, if we move... no, we don't move the knight. So, we take on f2. We play f5 or we play h5. Because if we move the knight here or there or wherever, then g4 is coming. This one should not be so difficult. Yeah, but the big question is how to solve it. Olan Kolofe, thank you for gifting a tier 1 sub to Severomorsky. Sasha, now you are my subscriber. You can play sub battles. Let's try to calculate some light. So knight f2. I'm not a big fan of knight f2. Here. H6. Or rook c4. If h6, g4, knight e4, rook a3, g5, king h5, king g7, threatening knight f6. Looks winning. Also threatening rook h1, rook h3, and knight g3 checkmate. What can I do? Here, h6. There are some checks, but they are not helping because we will play king g7. So g4 more or less forced. A knight e4. And then g5. Because we are threatening the checkmate, rook a3 is... I assume it's losing. So g5. This. h5. And rook a3 now. Yeah? And this is the way white is not losing. So, if we play rook c4, king g5, let's say we go king g7, threatening a checkmate. White will take rook a7, but we are a piece up. We are already a piece up. So maybe just to take and play this. Okay, what else? What else do we have? We have h5, yeah? We have h5. If we play h5, king h4, I don't see any follow-up. I don't see any follow-up. I think we have to take on f2. This. Yeah, I think we have to take on f2. Yeah, we took on f2 and now h6 or rook c4. I prefer rook c4. King g5, king g7. Because after h6, g4, knight e4, g5 was the problem. g5 was the problem, and if we play h5, this move was the problem. So if we play a rook c4, king g5, king g7, threatening a checkmate, rook f7 is the only move, rook here, and then we play, let's say, king e6, white takes, we give a check, then we take on g3, okay, that's win. Oops, I was about to mouse slip. Let's give a check and this. Okay, what else we have? Knight, no, knight e4, the king goes, no, let's go here. Take. Cool! What happened in the chat? What is the lol? What is the lol? Your line worked. I am great. I am so happy. I am so happy about you, Mr. Lam. That's what happened, right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I have to make some. After puzzle 62, you were feeling bad. Yeah. Llama's line worked. He didn't know which line, but the line worked. So. Okay, this one doesn't look so complicated. What we have to do, we have to be careful with the pawn. So first of all, let's try to push him right away. So check. What has happened? We can't go here because of knight h4. We can't go to h3 because of knight g5 and knight e6. We can't go to g3 because of knight d4 and if g7 knight f5. So we can only go here. How is black going to stop it? There. How is black going to stop this? Okay, what are the alternatives? Here we can't go because of knight f3, g6, knight g5, and knight e6. So this is wrong. Here, knight c2, I believe, g6 and knight d4, and then the knight is coming to f5 or e6, stopping the pawn. Something very sophisticated like king h1 on move 1. Knight d3, g6, knight f2, then king here, and knight e4 or g4, and knight f6 stopping the pawn. So, okay, but what's wrong? I mean, push it. Here, king h1. I don't see what's wrong, and I see what's wrong with all the other moves. So okay, let's push it. Okay, good. So this doesn't work. This doesn't work. This doesn't work. We have to move here, and we move it. Okay, this one was very easy. Thank you, 64. 64. So. There are some sacrifices on e6. First of all, we are a piece down. There are some ideas with queen h5. No, but queen h5, black will simply castle. So we have to take. But the big question is with which rook? With which rook to take it? With this rook or with the other rook? Because if we don't take, black is castling and black is safe. We can't allow that. If you are playing with initiative, you have to use the momentum because otherwise all the advantage is gone and all the initiative is gone. Let me think. Should I? Somehow, if it's a puzzle, it's kind of obvious that we shouldn't take on e6 twice, because then it doesn't matter with which rook to start. It's a bit of cheating, but this is life. Another idea, no, that doesn't work. Another idea I had was to play rook d6, but it doesn't work because queen d6, knight f6, king e7, it doesn't work. So I think we should take with this rook. Take. If g6 we take, and then we say we have a huge compensation, which is actually right, but we didn't calculate any line. What if we take with this one, this, and check? What's the difference? Difficult to say. Difficult to say what's the difference. But there has to be some. There has to be some difference. If g6, we play rook e6, so it doesn't matter with which rook to start. If king d7, we have queen f7. So king f8. So the question is what to play after king f8. Knight f4, maybe. Or rook e6, maybe again. Or queen f3. Okay, I kind of see some lines where it's better that we take with rook from e1. Like, for example, take, check, king f8. Which line was I calculating? Queen f3. Which line was I calculating? King g8, knight e7, queen e7, queen a8, king f7. And now I can even take a knight chase. So, but I thought about queen f3 and then some ideas like that it's better to have the rook here, that we can take the knight or something like that. There has to be some important difference, but I don't see it. Like, it's more nature to take with the rook from a6. Because, okay, this knight, you are not playing for this knight. This knight is out of the game, so you are playing for the attack. And this rook is protecting the back rank, so it's kind of safer to take with that rook, but it doesn't mean it's correct. It's far from clear. Maybe we actually need that rook. Maybe we need that rook in the line like it take, here king d7, and after queen f7, king c8. It's better that we have this rook because we have some checks. We have some checks, like we have rook c6 check. If we start with this rook, if we start with this rook, take, queen h5, king d7, and then after queen f7, king c8, knight e7, king b7, let's say. Can it be? And what if we start with this rook? Queen h5, king d7, queen f7, king to c8. What can we do now? We have the check. We also have knight b6 check. Looks better. I don't know what exactly we'll play, but that's definitely better that we have this rook on a6. That's definitely better. For example, we can play knight b6, and then after king b8, knight d7, followed by knight c5. So I think I would prefer to take with this rook. I think I would prefer to take with this. Okay, if it's wrong, it's wrong. No! Check. check. Okay, after g6, wait. Let's calm down. Wait. Let's calm down. We have queen e5, but I don't like it. Maybe I should like it. Queen e5 castle. Queen e5 castle, queen e6, rook f7. No, I think I should take it. I was going to take on e6 when I played. I was going to play a rook e6. And now I was going to play queen e5. With all these threats like rook e7 or rook f6. If I play queen e5, black goes rook e8. I take queen f6, king g8, and the knight to e7. Bams. Yes! I did it! Cool. Cool. It's the pawn on g7 and it's about to promote. I need some time to realize what's going on. So rook g4. Do you have any other move? I don't think we have some other move. Okay, I understand that after rook g4 there is h3, there is king f6, knight g5 idea, and so on, but do you have any other move? No, h3, queen. No, I don't have any other move, so we have to play rook g4. And h4, h4 with the same idea of knight g5. Gosh. Oh my god. Didn't you have any other? Okay, if we push the pawn, then knight comes here, and it's game over because the promotion is with a check. So if we play this, then it's h5 or king to f7 or okay, I don't know. I think h5 and h6 and yeah. I would like to take it and then to play here. Okay, it's either I take or I play rook g6. But rook g6, h5. Here, h6, here. Something crazy. Maybe I need rook g6 for some reason. Maybe I need rook g6 and only king f7 to take on g7. Okay, let's first calculate what's wrong with rook g7, or maybe it's right. Knight g7, a3. Knight has to try to stop the pawn. Knight here, a2, here, but then everything is winning. Rook takes here, a3, 5, a2, here, there. Knight, I don't know. I think, okay, we just take. we push. We push. And that's it. Are you serious? What was that? It was the puzzle rated 3400. 3400, you just had to stop the pawn and promote your own one. Oh no. Oh no. So. How to solve this one? We are rook and a piece down. Rook and a piece down. And yeah, we have ideas with bishop h5 and with queen h5. And black will have to play knight to g6. We also have the idea with queen h7. No, we don't have the idea with queen h7 because there is knight f6. So what to do? In the next move, black will simply play knight f6. So we have to do something now. We have to start with some check. Maybe this one, and after knight g6 we have queen e4, and then we try to play queen takes g6. But it's unclear because again knight f6 we take and the king is running away. We can check this. Check, king e7, check. And checkmate. What am I missing? What am I missing? Here, knight g6 the only move, take, king e7 the only move, queen h7. Okay, there is bishop g7, but I just take. I don't know. Very strange pass. Very strange pass. I was already in some mode to look for something really complicated, but there was no need. There was no need for that. This position looks winning even if I just simply play knight e1, queen a8 is the only move to protect the pawn, king h7, rook e1, but I don't believe that white will manage to save because these two pawns are quite weak. But maybe there is something even better and stronger. We can't play a rook e2 because there is the check and white is taking the knight. And in general, queen d8 is the threat. But wait, if I take and after this move, if I just play rook c8, what's wrong? I don't see what's wrong. I don't see anything wrong with that. We can't move the rook because of queen d8. The rook is hanging. Okay, let's just take it. And rook c8. Rook c8. another very strange puzzle. And another very strange puzzle with rook b7. Why can't we play rook b7? Or we can? I think we just can play. Oh, it was wrong? Rook b1? Yeah, rook b1 first. Why didn't I play rook b1? Oh no, why didn't I play rook b1? Why didn't I play rook b1? Yeah, I got too tired in the hand. But wait, rook b7 or rook b1, what's the difference? Let's see what's the difference. Let's see the puzzles we got wrong. Let's see what we got wrong. This one. By the way, we got a new personal best. It's actually the new personal best. This one. C6 with the 10. Okay, I'll check it now. Okay, this one, and how is it supposed to? 1 second. How is it supposed to be fixed? No, wait. Wait, I pressed something wrong. So let's get it with the analysis. So queen h7. Okay, but well, I'll show you it in the full mode. 1 second. This one we don't need. I played queen f8, which was the second line. So it was not such a bad move. It was quite decent. But queen h7 is the first one. This one, rook d5, king f4, queen h6, g5. Queen g5 idea. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Thank you, Gulik Namiev. Guliev Namik for the rage. Thank you. I didn't see queen g5 idea. I did not see queen g5 idea, but nice idea. So yeah. And what's happening after queen f8? King g5 is losing on the spot, so king h5 is forced. This is the move that I was going to play. Bishop g5 is forced. Rook h7 is the move I was going to play. King g4. Yeah, now I was thinking even to take on a7 or to make some other move, but I was already happy that the bishop is not attacking my bishop and the king is still very open, so I was hoping for something more here, but yeah, seems like queen h7 was stronger. Yeah, queen h7 here was stronger. Okay, that was not so easy. Let's check another one. This one. Oh, this knight h7. This knight h7. Yeah, it's knight h7. First, let's check what was wrong with rook to e8. Rook e8, bishop f7. I was expecting king to f. Yeah, actually I got it right. Knight to d4, threatening knight f5. And if king g3, then the king is too far from that pawn. And if bishop d7, still knight f5? No. I thought that maybe knight f5. But apparently it's king to e5. Okay, so rook e6. If king f5, what was winning? Here, here, here. Ah, it's the same. It's the same. It's the same position. It's the same position. So bishop d1 is the move that I didn't see. Bishop d1. This no, bishop d1 I saw, but I didn't see knight d7. I didn't see knight d7. And this one, king g4 is obviously a draw. Even king h5 is a draw. And after king g3, I was calculating some nice lines, but even g6 is fine for black. Yeah, even g6 is fine for black. And these lines which I was calculating, this one, rook d3. Yeah, I was calculating some king f4, rook b3, here, h5, here, rook e8, knight. There is even rook to b4, but even knight to d4 stopping. Rook e6. Okay, knight e7. That was insane. That was insane. That was insane. And the last one, was rated 36-42. 36-42. Oh my god. So yeah, of course, rook b1. But what's the difference? If we play a rook b7, queen to b7, this, and then c6 comes with the tempo, yes, Alexander said. But if we start with rook b1, doesn't matter. King, for example, here it's a check, and then after king, let's say a6, rook e7, very important move. Let's say c6, king f8. Black is just in time to stop the pawn. Okay, the last one I could actually solve. The one with knight h7, very unlikely. And the one with queen f8, I could solve, but I needed more time for that. Oh, chat, that was a difficult one. That was a difficult puzzle rush. But thank you, Hypnogen. We had it over 100 when we did it together with Grandmaster Evgeny Miroshnichenko. But for some reason, the puzzle rush wasn't saved. I don't know why. It was made through my account, but it was not saved. That's why 60 how much? 68 is my record, and it's only it was done only by me, so that's good. That's good. I think it was a good try. Thank you chat, thanks for helping. You solved so many puzzles correctly. I am very proud of you, and thanks to Severomorsky, to Alexander Moisenko, to Grandmaster Alexander Moisenko, for your help, for the ideas. I think you have learned some ideas. You have improved your skills. I hope you could follow what I was explaining with the arrows. Thank you so much. It was a great end of the day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for the stream. Bye and see you next time.